If you see someone should just right?
Yeah, there's no trees. Where it's your free zone. The rest is-
We're still on. We're still on.
Yes.
Yeah, full roll. It's the one.
Yeah. Nobody changed it. Because the internet it took for a while, so people were getting more. How could everybody do it?
Right on it. Oh, sure, Emma.
Yeah, yeah.
Ready, put him in one line. One line. That's the one. The other one.
That's to my inbox. So that can leave. Our Gmail or that's alright. As long as they pay.
I want to do.
They pay you.
Follow. What's our role? We need to idea that we got.
Yes, mom.
No, but you say yes.
Yeah. 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 Say check, 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 check.
People just are going to ignore them.
Yeah. Right. Check, 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 check. Yeah. See.
You have any t-shirts?
No.
Oh, fine.
You can get some more from Uncle Charles. That's why we from the drive.
You know something that you want for the sign is why? Put that one in, please that one in. Yeah, just finish that one here and spray.
No, that set up a camera so the camera captures what's there. That is still good. Okay.
No, that's no. No, there's just no. Nobody else actually. It was all right.
Yeah. Mami, baby. Oh, yeah.
The live stream.
Everything else.
Yeah, Christians still Christians still brothers and want to greet, you know, greet in the name of his imperial majesty. Right?
Devon, Simon, Devon, Chairman. So whenever you guys get the chance.
So we can step on that, get the trend to come out there and fight the earth. I know why we are here, don't you? Well, know why we are here, right? You know what is there, right? Yeah. So, in case there are those or anyone here who don't know, let me give you a brief why we are here. Right? We are here to repeal a draconian law passed during the colonial era that says that we, as Jamaica, don't have the rights, access, our God-given beach or environment. They take our ancestors from Africa and they come around here. They give us Jamaican nationality. But yes, it looks like they're giving us each meal. They're not giving it to us full sum. Because they want to tell us that we can't go over there, or up there, or around there, and we can't go on the beach. Maybe on the beach, I'm going to use an escape from running under the day there. But currently, a lot of ionized people utilize the beach for different reasons and purposes. Some of us catch fish on the sea for our livelihood. Many of us utilize the beach also to have a peace of mind. You understand what I'm saying? Just listen to the sea, the waves coming in and going through. That gives us some kind of tranquility. So all of us use the beach for recreational purposes and for business purposes as well. So all of us need for people access. The beach for the Almighty give us. So this organization, JaBBEM, Jamaica Beach Birthright Environmental Movement. So we are here to facilitate this type of agitation. We are here to empower the citizens, let them become more aware of our human rights. I know that access to the beach is a human right, right? See, so that's why we are here to empower us and to make us become more aware of our rights, that the rights we have So we know that there are many representations on part for a lot of beaches here. I don't remember everyone. We know school be there. Can you show the school there? Yes, so we need a beach there. Can you show them for Winifred Beach? Still going on morning the representation there, right? Who was spending the right? The French for there. Kind of reinforce the message of JaBBEM shall bring forth, which is our own to recognize the beach as our birthright. The environment is not just beach alone. When they finish the beach, I come to the river, and I come to the national park. In the mansion, we can't go to the meditation. Okay, you know, that. And you can do the repatriation. So what do we really want? One next, one another. So we have to stand up. We have to stand up for right? So we have a number of speakers here, right? We have one so we don't have a representative from the Nayabingi. All right, so we have our first speaker, JaBBEM Coombs, young artists and activists, and JaBBEM representative in this part of the region. So we're going to call up some persons to speak. You know that Dr. Carlo Coombs was supposed to be here, Dr. Rosalie, Freedom Imaginaries. But right now we're going to call up Ras E to give us his piece. So Ras E, come to mic. Okay, bless the Lord. That's fun.
Thanks, Philip. Thanks, Philip. Thanks, Philip.
Try and know that the mountains are on I never asked to one start. Prepare waiting one. Prepare waiting. Prepare waiting. Prepare Kalamaway. Islands last Migos Naga Mohammed Sadi Hamdakade Hamda Medani Helen Abatatino Yaminor Tayo Aranyai New Yemen Yarfet bi azri yamaryal etsen meltat sumum bet selek bengen meran Ipang Pitilang Itekeng Ringpang Dirante Engarnainakipang Altra Venturina Marapue Sinarasukia Sanangal Vete Kapisak Helme Vete Latus Vet Lepet Prasen Meditrai Kespahen Yaktarak Jaradna Mihai Vete Simen Ye Ketananya Javiar Ketanawe Hai Musatibet Gagalan Alisa Siurate Tengiat Sekali Mekete yang continue burning up the fire with the prelude of napping the child. Let's all dance together. You want to dance, you want to sing, God. Family down, system. Babylon, system. You want to say, Ayana,
Yes, I give thanks and praise. We give thanks for this wonderful coming session from the JaBBEM Warriors. So without further ado, we go straight to further. I have a number of speakers. I want to so JaBBEM is balanced, you know. So we introduce Rastafari to give us some nice music. But now we're going to introduce Pastor Bishop Taylor, representing Saint and Ministerial Fraternity. Bishop Taylor. Bishop Taylor here? Yes, sir. So welcome to the night. Close up fire burn. Once a fire come. All right. Good afternoon. I must say how delighted I am to be a part of this movement that has originated here in Jamaica. And it is all for a very good reason. I must give recognition to JaBBEM leadership that has really mobilized and pushed forward for what we're having here today. I think that this is something that is going to remain with us for a very long time. Yeah. Being part of the struggle I have encountered firsthand what our ancestors have been through. It reminds me of 1865, when Paul Morgan was simply asking for an audience, just so that somebody would listen to him, and they refused to listen to him, and it's the same thing that is being repeated right now as we speak. I have reached out to the authorities just to ask for an audience, and not even a reply to say we would like to be, give me a time or something. And I feel that it is disrespectful to the citizenry of the country when those who are in charge refuse to even hear what you are saying. And because of that, it has led to a lot of undesirable experiences over the centuries and over the many years. And I am not suggesting that we go the route of bloodshed and all of that, but we have to find a way to make them listen to us. One of the things that I have found is that we believe that once they are the ones in authority, and once they go in the parliament or they go on television and they speak, then everybody is supposed to listen. And yet they refuse to listen to us. It is indeed more than unfair for us to be living in this country. And many of you know that here in many Caribbean islands, nobody can go there and fence off the beach from the people there. In many Caribbean islands, nobody can go there and fence off the beach. In fact, you don't have to travel to the Cayman Islands. Know that the Cayman Islands has a very pristine beachfront 7-mile long beach. And yet, anybody can just go and walk the beach or swim or use it for whatever you want. And here in Jamaica, we are being squeezed out of every little inch of what is called waterfront. And so we can say now, in a time of such high stress experience, in a time like this when mental illnesses are taking lives left, right, and center, I believe that it is only fair for us to be able to go to the beach and sit and jump feet in the water if you don't want to swim, and just allow the water to wash your feet. And so I am part of this movement, and I am going to continue to do whatever I can. One of the things that I want us to realize, and those who have been to Little Ducks River, you know that it is one nice little green area that we have in Ochobrios. Once they get in and begin to build all sorts of things, you know that that is going to be destroyed. Because you can't develop that area properly without destroying the area. And if we are serious about environmental stability, I think that we should maintain it. I am willing, and I want us together to stand in the fight for that little green area to remain as it is. We can go there, sit under the tree, enjoy the shade, let the leaves fall on us, and we have a good time. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. And also invite persons who are far off on the fringes, just come closer. You know, I want family, I want to have a conversation, right? So the aim and objectives are, right? I'm going to call on persons by the beaches that they represent. I just want you to share with us briefly the struggles that you're going through and any victories that you have achieved, right? So that's what this is all about. We're sharing one another with our struggles and our victories. So, without further ado, we're going to listen down so far. Till Bobo, you come and represent. Yeah, we have some ladies and gentlemen. My name is Norman. Otherwise known as Ezra. I'm living in New Jersey from 1970. These are the last show James Bond started on here. I'm releasing 73 James Bond. I'm living at that property. That property is church and 65 acres of land. We have 3 caves on the beach. 2 on the beach, 1 between Reynolds and Wolf. And most of the elders here, I know them very well. Most of the citizens and the businessmen in Montreal, I grew up with them. And them teach me the rope in this town. You understand? So listen to me. When them not on the beach, I'm watching. And them say them must stop crying. Them not going to cry. Because poor people have money and go up on the beach and feel like it and start survive. And they say I stop crying and destroy the thing. You don't want me to cry in my country. You know I stop crying. You are saying you them for tea. You understand? I take a phone. I'm a friend called scam. Yeah, right. You understand what I'm saying? Join hands with the youth of my country and try something. You are trying to survive. That means I'm alive. You are 59 years old. I'm in the country from 1977. We know what you bill. We know guns for bill. We know white sugar bill. We use them up there. You understand what I'm saying? We know the worst bill in our watching. And poor people start everything out watching. Rich man, poor people start everything out watching. And I didn't try to get it. You know what I'm doing? A firm body comes apart. And you know what you're doing? What do you call it again? When you got pineapple, lunch about firm body and pineapple. But the tree lickness words attach that person and watch it. In a mind with this. In a mind with this when you come and watch them time. I'm not see black people. I hear towards me see. Who me see? I feel like the black people where they don't know who it are, who towards it are. Right now, we don't see no towards and watch it. I hear black people and they still fight against who build the town. Who build the town? Poor people build the town and watch it. Poor people start everything and watch it. So what the government should do is unite with the smaller people in the town. And the big people them thing. We not everybody else. Everybody else. We can't afford nobody because you need to stop. And the Bible fall. You see, look at them, it's a key factor place in the country. That is on the beach in a center. And prove it. Yeah, and we can prove it anytime. The power just found them the same teacher. We have proof. We did it from 1970. The last show. Here's my star in a center. And we have them, you know how many years we have these? Right, I look at them. Years, history. We have history of that property. Children are 65 years old. Every premise, every corner, there's all the impact of life around it. See why now? The born and grown have children around it. You understand me? Ned, born and grown have children around it. So the government, the government just come together with the people and the community. Find the beach and work out that thing with me. We all have to survive in Jamaica. We can't. We not going to know. We have to do it. The big one was coming in and the sky. So, I'm not sure if I'm already.
Yeah, man, come on.
Okay, then, so we know about on the beach, right?
Yes.
About on the beach, her name is Princess Kamala. Let's give her a big clap.
I decided you know, we have one common goal, one common task, one common fight, right? Fight on colonialism, see? I was setting up Babylon and go take it.
Yeah, for them. So I'm Kamala, representing Babman Beach, and I grew up right there, so fourth generation. So remember says that you see, back in the days when the government run no trust from Buffalo, where I am, that's where we run to. That's where Rasta run to. You understand Babman Beach? Before they could have drive on it, when you walk in a little space, bonfire, rock the big rocks and fire the place. You understand how far we come from. Now them come and them this beautiful space that we give the name Babman Beach to. They want to take it over, right? So we are fighting for that currently in court. So when I say I was a free water with everybody.
Alright.
Everyone's supposed to have access. I mean, we live on an island. Where we can access to water. Not true. That doesn't make no sense. But all right, fisherman is a fishing village, right? Licensed fishing village. Bambali Beach are like 7 to 11 miles, right? Fishermen from all over come and 9 miles to fish. See? Now they want to take away those the hoods. The board them and asphalt, show the line them and walk. So on a truck back. It no look good. It no look right. Something is wrong. Right? So right now we're there, we represent all the way from East come away. And we are everywhere all over. We are sacrificing the time. Yeah. Our fight for this. When we need this, that's what we need this. We need it. We need picture of this. Yeah, it's last night. Yeah, you first one. Don't worry. Nasty baby, I understand. So and then this one, the sea has so much vitamins and minerals and protein and everything. Yes, I mean, we're almost down. All right, so they have straight the part, and we're going to do it as we say. Like, no. All right. There's no show up by that fish bag. All right, see that? All right. Yeah, man, for real, man. That's my friend. All right, Babman. You know, road fisherman who are Babman Beach. Fish ship sailing on the ocean at Babman Beach. You know, most Babman Beach. There's so much thing going on right there, so we keep Babman Beach because we're perspective. It's a man said, going come and for international Rastafari works, so I said make it easier and easier for them. That's what they used to treat Rasta like the black man. Yeah. And Rasta is so slow. That's what I say. So right now with them church up and I do space right now. And they come with the family, however Stevens, right? But they are advocates for the Stevenses because they want to temper them with peace. Right? So so fortunate that I get a title and all on peace over there. And also so we get that things about the Rastafari host is here will have peace for the tabernacle.
Yeah.
For the tabernacle. Region again. I was thinking about
One of the pictures of JaBBEM is Babman Beach, right? We brought that matter to the courthouse in a case, so we are picking one case to it. One for the students family, and one for beach access. A lot of people want to go to that beach, and they want to continue to go to that beach. And JaBBEM is here to, with your help, to fight in court for that, right? So moving on, yes, we also representative for Bluefields, the one. Greetings, fellow warriors for beach access. Yes, we in Bluefields, Westmoreland, we're from the area where Peter Touch is from. Belmont is Westmoreland, but the Westmoreland team is here, and we also have Francis here on the team. Now, Bluefields Beach, Frontfield Beach, there are many beaches on the south coast. And let me say to you that Bluefields Beach, we just got up one day and a fence was erected. And we were told, and the gate was locked. And we were told that we can't access a section of the beach. And we got up and we said, this can't happen. We tried meeting with the proprietor or the business persons there, and they wouldn't have any talk from us. All right, and what we did in the end, we got lawyers and we went to the courts. And when we went to the courts, the person said we're not going to win, and we know that we shall win, and we shall find any way necessary to win. So we went to the court, a team of us, 6 of us signed, and we took out a civil case against them. And I want to say to you that we are successful. And we should have full access. Now, for those who are here, we have the Beach Control Act. All right, read it. When we're ignorant, it's easy for us to be tossed and turned. I'm saying to you, let us look at the Beach Control Act. Let us look at NEPA, all of what NEPA has. Look at the acts, because the Beach Control Act said if we're using an access for more than 20 years, we have the right as a people, and it cannot be stopped or impeded. And we must know that. The next thing, how many persons here know that you can sign up as voluntary game wardens in order to defend your beach? Voluntary, no. I am a game warden. And that is why when I took it to NEPA and I took it to court, they listened, because I am one of them. I was appointed by the Governor General in order to defend our natural resources here in Jamaica. Trying the ban, wherever you are. Let me close by saying, it was said when the Beach Control Act was going to be established in the 1950s, that at the rate that beachfront properties were going, we would have to take a helicopter to get into the sea. Now tell me today that we don't reach it. If we want to get into the sea, we have to use a helicopter. The next thing, only up to the high water mark belongs to the public. So if you want to go and lay down like the tourists on the sand, you can't. The private persons will tell you to get off, because the dry part of the sand is private. Only the wet part of the sand is public. So we have to now fight to make sure that beachfront, the entire section from the wet to the dry, belongs to the nation of Jamaica. So how much of us is going to be because water in our play? You know, like that's a strategy as well, right? Now we have to think about the strategies so to maintain our rights, right? So moving on, we're going to watch a beach now. I'm asking for Nicola.
The extension is down here.
Nicola, all right, give her. So give it up for Pleasure Beach.
All right. We are fairly low. So we are at the beginning stages of the project that already days are for the basic. So we're here to learn from you guys and see what lessons we can gain from you. Some of the issues that we're facing currently are concentrated from the stakeholders that we have on the beach. So they told us that They're here for the beach because it's been underutilized. So we are, as a group, we are being proactive in the sense that we formed the organization and we are currently trying to become a cooperative, which means that we are a business, or beach itself is a business. The members of the group, the community members, the users of the beach, they are business owners. They're not just living there. We are business members. We are cooperative. We are trying to get registered for it. So, with that being done, rather than being beggars, as most communities have turned out to be, based on how they sign you up, we are trying to make ourselves self-sustaining, so we are not dependent on anybody. And that's some of the things that we've learned from your guys. And the fact that huge part.
When we get from Nicola, it's the importance of organization, right? As she mentioned, they've organized into a core. So we have to organize ourselves in order to protect ourselves. Because if we don't organize ourselves, we let ourselves vulnerable to vampires like the neo-colonialists. Okay. So moving on, we fighting Mommy Bay Beach representative, one and only Jasper. Jasper, which one Jasper? They come forward. Yes, Jasper been a new staff and movement in the city. Why you are true in the Jasper? I know. I'm not talking about the trouble in the Jasper. I can't try what you do. All right.
You say start on. Where I start? 30 pieces, 30 pieces, you sell out the lands and beaches, 30 pieces, Rhodesian Institute and London meetings, the 30 pieces, you have the ancestral creeping, the 30 pieces, you have the descendants creeping, the 30 pieces, sell your soul now, the whole nation watching it leaving. On in a this will never prove in a color this. On in a just a your body quality. Keep your nabbit up in a big tail. When you say the rise of nothing and complain, before you take a rock, but you're still in the tape. The question is how much crimes are just in the claim. To run around and look with your crimes and explain. So keep your rights for virtue in the tape. Thank you that I'm sorry and I know that God the hell, whether people live well, the rich have enough, but them still a pay, but the ability for people to get paid. I reckon it is coming, watch out for that day from the source of this land, just like Moran. Hey, 30 pieces. 30 pieces, you sell out the lands and beaches, 30 pieces, Rhodesian pieces, not a land and meetings, 30 pieces, you have the ancestors creeping, 30 pieces, you have the descendants bleeding, 30 pieces, sell your soul now, the whole nation witness it, leave it. Yeah, all right. Thank you to the ones for having us here, and thank you to everybody that understand that it's a unified cause. And as a member of JaBBEM's executive and as a member of a peace community, we really feel pleased to the numbers. You know what I mean? Because we know to get organized for a cause, it doesn't matter how much people believe in it. There are so many militating against that organization. Because we have been victims of systematic beatdown. So, you want to come and hive and congregate with your brothers about a common cause, but you probably find yourself cannot come, unable to come because you might have church that day, you might not have been there that day, right? And you might have all kinds of things to take care of your kids. But I represent JaBBEM, and I also am a member of the Speartown and Mommy Bay community. All right? So our remit is to fight to get back beach at Marmaduke. All right? We've lost that access all about sister. But just to be honing in on the details for a minute, we have a court case in Marmaduke which is active right now. Because as everyone has would always emphasize, we have to take them to court, we have to take legal action. And members of the group here, you know that we have to take political action. They say legal, political, social, and cultural action. It's all the tools that Black people have always had. Our creativity, our militancy, we cannot let up. We will never ease up because once they get to top the break, that's when they get the break. They get some breathing space. So they want to have their foot on our necks. We're going to grab them by that foot and we're going to break that hand. We're not going to go high. We're going to go low on their necks. We need to take away because since that is where they want to be. If the dialectic is us or them, I will bet on us. All right. So that is where it starts. We've been fighting this fight for a long time. Some of the elders can tell you about fighting from as early as in the 1960s. So that's 60 years fighting just to get what is our birthright. Even though our Jamaican legal system emphasizes that the Jamaican citizen has no general access rights to the beach, which is weird because other countries have moved past this kind of colonialism. And it's all time to make that step. It's all time to emphasize our humanity. We should not have to march for access to the beach. We should not have to march to prove to them that we're human. Our humanity is not something that we should have to negotiate. And we're going to fight for it. We did not ask for this fight. It was brought upon us. And we're going to take it to them. Thank you.
And you know, the man to the fight on the 50th. So it's a long fight. Now look at continue, the struggle continues, right? But the victory is certain. So we're moving up. This brother there represents what they have from June. This brother there. Yes. Mama in the place, give respect. So let us hear part two from this brother there.
Representing this other way, the CDC, which is the community development meeting. There are a few of us, about 5 or 6. Now I'm looking in depth at what has happened to us. We have got a beach sanctuary, a fishing sanctuary, which comprises of courtesy, private beach, beach, and then fishing. Fisherman is not the last one, but it is not sacred. It is still in the house. The second one to fisherman is beach, which was given to the community by Kaiser. Now the Kaiser around knew this country, but it was the Kaiser that actually minds the things. You all know about Kaiser in Jamaica. So that was it. Now, what has happened is the beach that was given to the community by the Red Cross is now have a 6-foot fence and a massive gate chained. So we as local people have no access to it from the front. If we're going to it, we have to enter from the fisherman's beach. And the fisherman's beach, as I said, is not sacred. And walk around where they're doing all the fishing to get there. So what do? We just accept that?
No!
Thank you for the ability to express this. And I think I've been doing it a while. We are talking with Red Cross, but at the same time, they're giving us the runaround. All over there is the person who is negotiating with Red Cross as a member of our CDC, and we are getting nowhere. Am I correct, Paul? Am I correct? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Just to update, as we had a meeting with Red Cross last summer,
They put up 6 methods of form to us, and they see respectively what we want to do. We then put a formal offer to them where we would just help keep the beach clean if they would open the pedestrian gate and allow the public to use it. We put that proposal to them in November last year, and as the master said, not a word.
Paul is the son-in-law of Lee Auburn. If you all remember Lee Auburn, she fought and fought for us not having the dolphins or water sea. For his son-in-law. And he's now returned to Jamaica and taking up the system. Okay? I dearly would like us to get the laws amended for us as black people, as Jamaicans, to have that for all beaches. And this is where we're at. Okay? So, Sister June is a member of the CDC, Community Development Committee. That's a part of Jamaica's community governance structure. So that's a big representation. So I will encourage you to continue, right? I just hope that you get more support locally from us in that communities, the communities that make up that area of discovery. So let us give Sister June and Paul one more round of applause, right? Yeah, so like us now, we have a very tight session spiritual, right? So it's 5 minutes per speaker, right? So we know that that's kind of difficult, but we welcome in Gladstone Lawrence from Cooper's Pen. Thank you very much.
Welcome, Jamaica. Welcome. Big fight for the beach in the first step. Big fight. Okay, ready. Yes. Me 73 years old. And I born, come see my parents, old parents, they have access from a wife on to the beach. That's not part of a long time. The next man take it up with Pastor Teddy. And later on, get to know say the government offer do some work. Then come now and buy it and say, all right, if we move out the boat from scattering and put them together, then we do it. Next year, a special phone supplement who what was offering the ups and downs for it. Come back and drag us both was outside and give us $10,000 each. No, them said glad for the operation by come together this family. And he said, okay, put all the boats together. Then leave out one little trap forward. Then we can get the access to the beach. And we start using use them sense of the place. No, that's not the place. And they have security guard one body up, you can't go there. And the security guard knows the well boy, he knows it up, then give you access to the kids. Come to the beach. Yes, it is a little while until them says lockdown time now. And close it completely. So who want to go to see, they have to walk on the next property to jump a wall over. Yeah. And the mechanical protest was it, one white one come up and said, and looking at a piece of land, and them succeeded and now so, and waiting for a nipper next some silent tree. Then we take a stop to hear that them say, them get to nipper, but fisheries division, they would like to
talk to the sign some paper. So we should take them to sign the paper fully for us to have the piece of paper. They will not sign it. So they hold on and say, well, no access for it. So the man, the community, just the wall they have to jump. And they have to come to Burwood at the public beach and walk on the beach to go down about 2 miles. Yes. 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 So that's where we are. We look at some politicians don't help. They don't know who represent the council to represent it. Because the girl, someone says she represents the Labour Party and been down here. So she made me see her again. Everything just here, everything. You know, no one's communicating. That's where it is for us. We look at somewhere, we don't know how to like it. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for this few words.
That's one of the guys. So you see, we have big problem now, right? So we need to find ways how to help the future folks in Cooper's Bend. So that's the next thing on JaBBEM agenda, right? And you will hear more about it, right? We're not going to make it go so. We're not going to make it go so. So we are moving on now. So remember what's the beach? We use beach all the time. We are using beach to support them. So we want to come in only here, which represent the Jamaica Surfing Association. Give a big round of applause for all of you from Jamaica Surfing Association.
Thanks. Hi, greetings once and once. No, give thanks for the gathering. I'm coming from Dubai, 8 miles, Jamaica Surfing Association, and we are a part of the action that JaBBEM is taking in the ports to help ensure beach access. So we are a signatory to that action in the courts right now. And of course, we are claiming and pushing forward and moving forward for things to be better and for everybody in Jamaica to have access to the beach. Jamaica Surfing Association, we have been obviously surfing on the beaches, but it is more than just a sport. It is communing with nature. It is youth from the community coming together and getting to really find themselves and understand themselves through their relationship with the water. It is about developing an industry, bringing tourists here who want to be a part of Jamaican culture, who want to support the community and want to be on the beach with the people. They don't want to be, up in some ivory tower somewhere and they've never yet eaten a real food yet. So we are also, advancing the sport in terms of getting our youths out in representing Jamaica internationally. As you know, surfing is now an Olympic sport. So all of these things require a certain discipline and a certain unity. And that is what the JSA is really promoting, and that is the work that we're actually doing in Bull Bay as well as in Portland. Having access to the beach is extremely important. There is no beach in Jamaica with a sign that says, come here to surf for X amount of dollars or whatever. Like, surfing is something that is really building and growing here over the decades. And in order for that to even happen, people have to have access to the beach. A lot of the beaches that we use is only the community really know about them. But then you have to also be watching, because you never really know for sure exactly if you're going to have access or not. And that should not be the case. People need to have access to the beach. The JSA also, we really promote a lot of education. As I said, we're all about the youth. And as a family, growing up on the beach and raising our children on the beach, we see the benefits of this. We have seen the transformative power of the ocean in the lives of children, teenagers, even big people. Right? I am a musician. I'm also an early childhood educator, and I can tell you that when we take children out to the beach, when we grow them on the beach, there is a certain confidence, a certain level of intelligence that gets to grow. And all our children are geniuses. They're all geniuses. Okay, from them born, they're all geniuses. But what happened? We lock them up in 4 walls all day. Meanwhile, we're living in Jamaica, tropical paradise. And then you have people who live outside, saving their entire savings for much years. But in Jamaica, people preach. But we who live here, who not in the office, is in the school. And we're saying, no, why? Well, why the office don't have more to do with the beach then? Why the people don't have more to do with the beach? Why the children not learning about the beach and the ecology? And the best way to do that is to go there. How can we be in an island and we don't have children learning how to swim, confident in swimming, and the teachers confident in swimming? That is something that we have to bring down and we have to destroy that. Everybody's supposed to be able to go to the water and understand that, look, this is the beginning of life. And we are here surrounded by it, and that is part of what gives us our strength and our power as Jamaicans. So JSA is here, we're supporting beach access for all Jamaicans, we're supporting the work of JaBBEM, and we want to support all families, teachers, educators, diaspora, everybody that is interested in letting the children flourish and thrive in nature. It is our birthright. Yes, hello.
Yeah, I just want to remind people that we are collecting a database here, so we're asking persons who haven't signed up yet, please come and register right here. We're asking everyone, right? Yes, so give thanks again to all of you right here. Very short and spicy presentation, very informative. So in this struggle, we have all types of people fighting this struggle, you know. So we have the fisherman, which is very, very important in the struggle. And look how we eat, swim around, right? All time. So we have people that give no respect to the fisherman in the place. Let us speak of the fisherman in the place. Right now. We have other ships go to the beach for purposes, for swimming, for learning, and all activity. So come and say for that as well, right? Also, to in the struggle, we have the academical minded persons as well. Who are activists and don't just stay in the classroom and that big jargons to them today. Them come on the front line, come fight for us here. Like white already, remember what already? Grounding with my brothers. Them man they set the trend for academia in the Caribbean. Come on the ground and fight for it. So without further ado, I want to invite Dr. Matthew James from the University of West Indies to come give her people right here. We're all going to talk to that. She has students in this audience. I don't know them.
Greetings, everybody. So I just wanted to offer a way of thinking about this struggle first. And I want to start in Zimbabwe. But some of you know that in the early 2000s, the land was still blew up in Zimbabwe. When they were fighting for independence, the land was still very difficult. And they felt that when whites came to the land in colonialism, one of the things that they were doing was prevent Africans from having access to the burial sites of their ancestors. Now, this is important for us. Having access to burial sites is one of the ways in which people understand themselves, one of the ways in which they understand community. And Jamaican people have great respect for their dead. We have to remember that we came by the sea, and that in that journey, which was a tragic one, many died because of the conditions of the Middle Passage, and many drowned themselves. So they are between the Atlantic and the Caribbean. That is a great site for our people, and we have to remember that as a reference point. If we do not have access to the sea, it means that we do not have access to a place where our dead are buried. We also have to remember that we came here to labor, right? What that meant was that because we were enslaved, the enjoyment of our labor went to others. Europe and Europeans benefited from our labor. And some of us continue to believe that we are here to labor and that we must not have pleasure. We must not have rest. And so they do not see the creation of recreation sites and access to the beach as important to how you make Black people whole in the 21st century. We cannot start at that creation. We must want more than work. We have been here to give this thing away. We cannot continue to accept the idea that tourism, and in particular, a kind of tourism that is displacing communities, is dependent on low-wage labor and requires people to come to the hotel to work, but they cannot go to the beach. We cannot continue to think that that is our future.
And I said, that's our opportunity. That's the opportunity we get to work.
So there are, the point is that we have to create other opportunities in which we are determining our own destiny, and we are not simply low-wage workers in a hotel.
Right.
Let's develop some other vision for ourselves. Attached to that is the environmental cost of tourism. We have to begin to think about how to do tourism sustainably. You cannot live in a small island where you have more people coming to the island and live here and not account for the strain on your environment.
True.
You have to ask here. That's how it goes for it. Now, the reason why I started with Zimbabwe is that I think it's important to think about this in terms of reparatory justice. What do we need to do to give reverence to our dead? And when we think in terms of reparatory justice, we cannot be satisfied when the government thinks of it at the level of the relationship between the BRICS and the Caribbean. We have to think from the perspective of self-care. What are we doing to ensure that Black people are not just here laboring? The beach is very important. Many people have said here, it's an economic asset for us, but it's also a place where we can get some rest. When you put up a fence and a wall, you can see the ocean.
Right.
So we are even deprived of beauty. And that cannot be made.
Yes. So move down and we make that come on stage and give us some herbs. So let us take a round of applause for Dr. President.
Greetings, everyone. I just want us to pick up all the beach access. Everybody just came up and said a speech. I wanted to come up here because I want all of us and all of Jamaica to see the front line of this. All of you come and give them a round of applause. These are the ones. Evan, Taylor, where are you? Led by JaBBEM, I want to come up here too, because I want to say to Jamaicans here and those listening to us, never before in the history of Jamaica do we have this kind of an organization led by this competent man, a son of the soil. On this giant of an issue, never before have we put this organization together to fight this issue called beach access rights. I want you to give them a round of applause. And everybody. No, all of us have enjoyed this night. The Advocate Network stands currently with all of these warriors because we too believe that we must have access to our beaches. It is our birthright. We organize ourselves as individuals and organizations, not only here in Jamaica, but in the diaspora. And we said we have to tackle these issues of human rights and good governance. That's our organization. And this issue of beach access is about human rights and good governance. And so it's a bigger issue as we move towards what we call it a free republic. We're creating a different Jamaica after nearly 62 years of trying to make a system that was never set up for us work. It's not working. And the arrangements we put in place with respect to beach access is just one important part of that struggle. So I'm here to say we have to stand firm, give support, stand tall, and we not
Yes, so we're coming very close to the closing, right? So our next speaker is called Marlene from Freedom Imaginaries. Marlene from Freedom Imaginaries. Yeah, give us a round of applause.
Greetings, everyone. I'm a lady from Freedom Imaginaries, and we're a human rights organization that uses the law to tackle legacies of slavery and colonialism. And I can't think of one issue in Jamaica that is not more emblematic of colonial legacies than this beach access issue. Because what we're talking about is not just access to the beach.
All right, everyone, we're to a close, but we're just going to ask you to pay a little bit of attention. Miss Marlene, her work intersects with many things, from the Haitian refugee situation, the Discovery Bay bauxite situation, residents being abused by bauxite on the beach. So this lady really intersects with very important issues. Just going to ask to remain focused and disciplined and trust us and committed as we always have been throughout the day. So please pay attention.
Well, I think that was my presentation. No, but seriously, so Freedom Imaginaries uses human rights law to tackle legacies of slavery and colonialism. And I'm a lawyer, and with my legal hat, I could tell you all of the reasons why this issue of beach access violates the Constitution. Because to me, it is incomprehensible and unacceptable that we have on the books colonial laws that were put in place when all of us here weren't even considered as human beings. These are laws that were put in place when no one here had any rights. And these are laws that were put in place when all of us here were deemed as sacrificable, disposable, and here for one purpose, and that was to advance the benefits of people whose only mission was to oppress us. And so instead of talking about the law and about all of these legal, aspects of this case, I want to talk about the colonial imaginary. And I want to talk about the ideas behind the laws and the ideas that give those laws legitimacy and allow the more powerful and the people in government to take advantage of those who are being disposable. So the first aspect of the colonial imaginary is this colonial consensus. And what that says is that us in the developing world, us in the formerly colonized world, we are here for our natural resources, for our lives and livelihoods to be exploited to advance a system that does not benefit us. We are being asked to sacrifice and give up our well-being and our lives and our communities for the system that does not benefit us. So my colleague spoke about the work that Freedom Imaginaries is doing with the whole mining issue. And our position is that the mining is creating sacrifice zones, meaning zones where people's communities and livelihoods are sacrificed for the benefit of companies that are owned by foreigners who come to exploit our resources. But what is the other side of sacrifice zones? Because over here we have people who are being sacrificed. And over here we have zones of abundance. Zones of abundance like the beach, with its pristine waters that are being reserved for people with money. Zones of abundance like, the upscale neighborhoods where everything works, the roads are pretty, and water flows freely. We have zones of abundance like the education system, where you have some students who have access to education and others don't. And so the second aspect of the colonial imaginary is the separation between sacrifice zones and zones of abundance. And then the last thing I will say, part of this colonial imaginary is this complex matrix of harm, because it's not just about the beach per se. It is about the structural violence that informs the way in which people are excluded. It is the fact that you have no access to information in your own country. And it's the fact that you have no access to participation in these laws that are governing you. It's that you have no real access to remedy, because to access remedies, it is prohibitively difficult. And so I just want to join with the movement. I see you as the real freedom imaginaries, because you're imagining a different world and you're putting it into action. And so I stand in solidarity and just wishing you all of the best.
So, I love what I'm seeing so far. I give thanks to everyone who like it, give it show the effort to make it here. So we're closing now, but before we close up, we invite the main speaker who make this possible. And it is no other than Dr. Devon Taylor. Yes. Greetings, His Imperial Majesty. Haile Selassie. Sisters, we are on a journey of unfinished business of our ancestors. When we came here, as Maziki says, we did not come here to live, we came here to die. But we are going to live, because we are our ancestors and our ancestors are us. So them can't get rid of it. They tried before and they can try again. And this is why Rastafari stand firm, because any war we fight with no Rasta and we fight again. So Rasta, so Jamaicans, there's a lot of injustices on the land. There's a lot of pain. I feel it, I live it, I experience it. It reflects in I community. 7 years, Deartown is under curfew. Can't move around. Can't go to our beaches. You hear the echoes on the radios every day. You see the plight of our people every day. Our government have failed us. So we have to take this into our own hands. We need our own liberations. The model of tourism in our country no longer works. A model that displaces Jamaicans, dispossesses Jamaicans, is no longer a viable strategy. It is unjust. The laws and the books are discriminatory. And as Malay says, this is not just a legal fight. It's one of conscience. It is one of internal reparation. It is one that we all should embrace, because it is an unfinished business of the revolution, the liberation of our people. And we have a slogan in Jamaica, one love. But where is the one love for the Jamaicans? By our government, the dispossession from beaches, is with complicity of our government. And we are pointing it out to government, even at the United Nations. And you would think that they would listen and they ignore us. Why? Why do they ignore us? They think what? We are docile. We won't stand up and fight. But this is the beginning of a new revolution, a new Jamaica that we will imagine ourselves immune to us. So that's why JaBBEM is that environmental justice movement. And an environmental justice movement that is not for only people. Because people is not the center of earth. Nature is the center of earth. So we want rights for Mother Nature. We've been saying that. We've been saying it by ages. I and I, one life, one love, it's one heart, it's one destiny. It's our people, movement after people. We've been saying it, but they're not listening. So we are on this capitalistic agenda. That's our leaders. Money comes in, big hotel. Money comes in, big roads. At what price? We are paying the price. Chinese Harbour Company, 1,200 acres of land. So they took the watershed. Road and river is all gone. They took it, transferred 35 acres of beachfront property. UDC, carving up everything. As a matter of fact, we want to have this march in the middle of town, in Turkey Park. What did UDC says? We don't keep those kind of activities on our property.
For those people,
our thing, and they say that to us, and they thought we were not listening.
for those people, that's for people like us.
For people like us, we are nobody in Jamaica. Look around at ourselves, my family. We see ourselves every day. Reflection. Looking on. I internalize it. And I want to do something about it. But I can't do that alone. So we reach for a movement. And we're asking you, want you to leave here today as an advocate, an ambassador, as an ambassador for rights and freedom, rights and justice, to be active in your community, develop your own marches. We'll do this again in 6 months and bring ourselves together again. But go home, take this message home. Let them know that there's law sitting on our book that does not give us general rights of access to our beaches and rivers. And that law needs to go. And we want to replace that with a law, with legislation that gives us that general right. Right so we can walk over land and get to the beaches. Right so we can walk on the shores. That law said we don't have the right to bathe in the sea, so we want to change that. Rights that says fishermen don't have that right to fish, so we want to change that. We want to change those laws and bring in a modern legislation, right? One of the people, for the people, by the people. One that gives us that freedom that our ancestors have been fighting for. And that's why we're all here. Because we have felt that pain. We are living that struggle. And I'm asking you, please, take this home. Take this message home. That the fight is on. That access right in Jamaica will be a reality. And it will be so because we are now one big family fighting for that cause. No longer will we allow big hotels to come in, money class. It's only 5 cents of every dollar that is spent in the hotel industry stays in Jamaica. It all leaks out of the country. How many Jamaicans own any of these big multi-million-dollar hotels? So why our government is handing over these property? Why is government allowed to sell a property and then says that we must have the right to our beaches? The government is schizophrenic. It's saying one thing to one side of his mouth and it's doing another thing on the side of his mouth. And then they look at JaBBEM and says JaBBEM is practicing the politics of poverty. And we're blocking development. But they are de-developing the people outside of development. This is not development. When you look at these beaches, all the dunes are gone. All the sand dunes, they rip it all down. All the trees, the vegetation, everything is ripped down to a core, only to support a kind of tourism that is apartheid life. If you can walk up to the fence of sandals, walk up to the fence of beaches, Rio, Royalton, right? You could name them, they will never let you in. Why? This is our land. I have access to 1 mile of beach, 2 miles of beach. Rivers, Roaring River, Bow, I can't go there anymore. Why? Why? What we do them? Tell me, what we do them? They have a thing against poor people. Right? But this unity here is great. We love it. So I'm speaking to you right now. All right? And I feel, and we will be and stay in this fight for as long as it takes. But I need you. We need each other. Right? And we have to band together for this justice to become a reality. And we will not rest until it is a reality. So Rastafari, we want to seal up with you. We need to seal up with you. So come in, come set up something for you. Because as I close, I do not want us to be paralyzed by the fear of death. So we do nothing. We need to get rid of that fear. And any politician, any private sector individual who block us from our beaches or projecting prejudice and malice against the Jamaican people and need to be burned out. All right? And so we stand firm saying that we will not stand for that. So I'm going to say this because it's going to take legislation to change it all. And we have elections coming. So understand, this year we're voting on issues. We're not following no bandwagon. Vote for people who have your self-interest at heart. Stand up for that. If it's 1 year we do it, we must do it this year. We need real constitutional change. And we need to understand and respond to that. We cannot want to remove the monarchy, but don't remove the colonial laws. What kind of man is that? You going to just change the king and appoint a Jamaican king and keep all of the colonial laws? No. So we need to wake up on that issue. Crown land, right? Beaches are known as the crown estate. It's crazy. So we are speaking with one voice. We are the new revolutionaries. One voice we say, and we want one outcome, and that outcome is freedom. Right now, let's keep the fire burning. The name of the highly structured. One thing here, sir. One thing. Anything you want to show descendants from the lineage of David, Solomon,
I'm not sure if they have it in it, but I'm going to check.
These are what, flyers?
You want this?
I think so.
Okay, I see you now. I'm on. All right.
Yeah, give thanks. So there was one speaker, a luminary, Dr. Carlin, who was supposed to be here. I have her on the phone right now, and I want her to say something. Dr. Cooper, go for it. Thank you. All right, appearance from anti-deeds in my one. Joseph spoke by saying something.
Yes, okay. Well, I think this is a good thing for people to decide about actions that they want to take. Unfortunately, it's quite late to have this conversation, but in the future, maybe. for example, yeah, as Dr. Cooper just said, and as has been said today, Jamaica is very unique in that it is probably the only island problem. However, they are having these problems in countries right now. Interestingly, and where they've been building up hotels and fences there, people, the equivalent of this group has been breaking them down, and they have been engaging in mass civil disobedience and maybe facing consequences for that. But there's large groups of them doing it, and that's what makes the difference. So, for example, the question would be to the group today: how many people here would be willing to conduct a mass trespass on different dates of different properties that are claiming speeches? Right. So that is interesting. Some experience we did in March at UE was a civil experience workshop, and so we had some people from JaBBEM and but the idea will be to do that again, but we have to be start dates and amongst ourselves, around the island, the patients and do, I guess, much trespasses. And you know, when there's a large group, say 20, 30 people, it's much harder to invest individually. And then this makes them use. But this is one idea out of many ideas. So, I mean, a lot of what up against is the fact that no opposition was present today. But it needs to go that step further and not listening to us. So if we get in the news, then we get in the news. You know, in the UK, we're going to protect it's and making life inconvenient for people in the US. Thank you.
Greetings, everyone. All right, so it's just a quick announcement. In June, we hosted an online panel discussion that was very powerful. Dr. Taylor gave a presentation. Jet gave a presentation. We had 3 children also presenting on the matter of our beaches. Sister Kamala from Bob Marley Beach as well was presenting on this, and the panel discussion is online. It's called Living in Gratitude, Engaging with Our Valuable Beaches, Assuring Our Rights. So it's an excellent place to go and get information and hear Dr. Taylor really break down the law and how it's actually affecting us, hear about what a healthy beach is supposed to look like, and hear about our culture, and also hear directly from the youths what the beach really means to them. We had two daughters from Portland talking about what it is like growing up around the beach and not being able to actually go to the beach as much as you want to go to the beach because you have to pay all of this money. And we had another little youth with my son talking about what it was like growing up with complete access to the beach. And I'm telling you, it was beautiful and powerful. So I'm inviting you to check it out. The panel discussion is called Living in Gratitude. It's on my channel, which is Earth at the Fullness. So you can also go and see, we did a music video, my husband showing 9 Mile Beach and 8 Mile Beach in all of its glory. So I want the world to know that Jamaica's beaches are here. We love them. They're beautiful and they're for the people. All right, bless the Lord.
All right, give thanks. Well, walk good and stay engaged in our spaces.
Let the ancestors follow you.
All right, want to shut down?